I remember the first time I noticed it. The pause. Not when Gran Betty spoke. Not when she poured tea. But right after she spent money. We were in a small corner shop, and she handed over a few pounds, smiled politely, and then just stood there for a second. At the time, I thought nothing of it. But that pause stayed with me. Because years later, something didn't make sense. Gran Betty never worried about money the way everyone else did. Not when bills came in. Not when prices crept up. There was always this quiet certainty about her. Like nothing could really catch her off guard. And it started right there. In that pause. Most people don't realize they're leaking money every single day. And the worst part is, they never even feel it happening. You check your account, see a lower number than you expected. And you can't quite explain why. Gran Betty could. Come here, darling. Let me show you where people lose their fortunes. I laughed. In a shop? No. In the silence after they spend. I didn't understand it then. But that was the beginning. She showed me her round-down ritual. Every time she spent money, she would round it down to the nearest pound in her ledger. If something cost £3.40, she'd write down £3, and that extra 40 pence didn't disappear. It was captured. Back then, it went into a jar on the mantelpiece. I can still hear it. The soft, steady clink of coins stacking over time. If you don't give your pennies a job to do, they'll find a way to run away from home. I remember thinking, this can't possibly matter. It's just pennies. And that's where I got it wrong. Because what looks small compounds quietly. So I tested it. Same habit, same system, no expectations. At first, nothing happened. No big results, no excitement, just small, quiet effort. And this is where most people stop. Because it feels like it isn't working. I almost stopped too. I remember thinking, this is slow. And around that time, a bill came in. Not a big one. Just the kind that sits in the back of your mind longer than it should. That low-level stress. That feeling of being slightly behind. Gran Betty sat at the kitchen table, steady as ever, breathing slow. The kettle whispered. The room felt unhurried, like even money couldn't disturb her. She glanced at the bill, folded it neatly, and carried on making tea. No tension, no reaction, just calm. I didn't understand how that was possible. But slowly, something shifted. For the first time, I wasn't guessing where my money had gone. I knew. Every pound had a place, every small amount had a purpose, and that changes something deeper than your bank balance. Less noise, less stress, more control. After a while, it wasn't life-changing money, but it quietly handled things that used to bother me. And that's when it clicked. Gran Betty wasn't saving money. She was removing chaos. But here's the part most people miss. She didn't stop there. One afternoon, she leaned in slightly and said, "A savings account is where money goes to sleep, darling. If you want it to grow, you must put it to work." That's when the system became something else. Because saving protects money. But investing grows it. When the jar filled up, she didn't spend it. She invested it. She used to call it backing the shopkeepers of the world. While others were upgrading their lifestyle, she was quietly building ownership. Piece by piece, pound by pound. I remember asking her once, "Isn't investing risky?" She smiled. "Not investing is the risk, darling. You just don't see it straight away." That stayed with me. Because most people think wealth is built on what you earn. Gran Betty believed it's built on what you refuse to ignore. And this is important. Because there's a version of life where you never notice this. You keep spending. The small amounts keep slipping through. Nothing feels wrong. And then 20 years pass. The days feel slow. The years don't. Gran Betty chose differently, but it wasn't always easy. I remember once we were out, and she picked something up. A small treat. Something she could easily afford. She looked at it for a moment, then put it back. I asked her why. She smiled and said, "It's not about affording it, darling. It's about whether it deserves you." That line stayed with me longer than anything else she ever said. Because it changed how I saw spending. Most people ask, "Can I afford this?" Gran Betty asked, "Is this worth what it takes from me?" Time, attention, future options. That's a different question. And that question changes everything. There was another time someone laughed at her, said she was too careful with money, that she should enjoy it more. She didn't argue. She just smiled. Later she said to me quietly, "Comfort grows quietly, darling. So does carelessness." At the time I didn't fully understand. Now I do. Because I've seen what happens when lifestyle rises faster than thinking. You earn more, but feel the same. You spend more, but don't feel richer. Gran Betty avoided that entirely, not by earning more, but by thinking differently. And I didn't follow that perfectly. There was a time I stopped the habit. Life got busy. I ignored the system, told myself I'd come back to it later. And slowly, things slipped. Nothing dramatic. Just that old feeling again. Money leaving without direction. Stress creeping back in quietly. When I told Gran Betty, she didn't judge me. She just said, "Falling off doesn't matter, darling. Staying down does." So I started again. And this time, I understood something I didn't before. It's not about being perfect. It's about returning quickly. Because the system doesn't need you to be flawless. It just needs you to stay in the game. And over time, the snowball started to form. At first, you don't see it. It's too small. Too slow. But then something changes. One day the growth stops coming from what you put in, and starts coming from what's already there. That's when it shifts. That's when it stops feeling like effort, and starts feeling like momentum. Gran Betty always knew it would happen. She used to stir her tea and say, "A mountain isn't moved by a giant, darling. It's moved by the person who carries away small stones every single day." Then she'd add, "Small habits decide big futures, every single time." And she was right, because it wasn't just about money. It meant she never had to panic over small setbacks. Never had to say no to things that truly mattered. Never had to live in reaction. She built quiet freedom. And more than that, she passed it on. I didn't inherit money from her. I inherited how she thought about it. She didn't just build wealth. She built a way of thinking that outlives her. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now when I think back to that moment in the shop, I finally understand the pause. It wasn't hesitation, it was intention, it was awareness. It was control in its simplest form. So if you're thinking this is too simple, too small, something you'll start later. I thought the same thing. But later is where most people lose. You don't need more money to start. You just need to stop letting it slip. So here's what you do. Today, open your banking app and switch on a roundup feature. If you don't have one, set up a daily transfer of £1. Not 10, not 50. 1. Because this isn't about the amount, it's about becoming the kind of person who notices. Next, connect it to something that grows. A low-cost index fund. An individual savings account. Somewhere your money can work instead of waiting. And then, leave it alone. Let the system do what willpower never can. Because as Gran Betty always said, you don't need more discipline, darling. You need a better system. Now imagine this. A few months from now, you check your account, and something feels different. Not dramatic. Not overnight. Just steady. A quiet sense that things are moving in the right direction. A year from now it feels normal. 5 years from now it feels obvious. 20 years from now, it feels inevitable. This is what people who build wealth quietly do. And now, you're one of them. If you're starting today, comment snowball below. I want to know who's actually taking action. If this changed how you see money, like the video so more people can find it. Share it with someone who needs this, because most people don't even realize what they're losing. And if you want more of Gran Betty's wisdom, the kind that actually changes how you live, make sure you subscribe. In the next video, I'll show you the exact rule Gran Betty used to avoid debt completely, even when money was tight. Go and watch Gran Betty's Money Wisdom series now. Don't wait. And don't let your margins go to waste. Take a breath with me. Let this calm linger. Your next pound has a purpose. Set it now, and let it grow. I'm cheering you on. See you in the next video.